Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Sylah, and this is going to be a very quick, no bullshit video to Is Neo any good? I've been playing it non-stop for the past couple of days, and I have some opinions about it that I think a lot of people would share. I'm not exactly sure if people all feel the same way about it, but at the same time, it is what it is. So I thought I would give you guys a quick video. I'm just after streaming Monster Hunter Wilds with some friends. I haven't set the scene up properly, but with that being said, just really quickly get into it. Is Neo good? It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It has that side of Blade&Soul that was always very nostalgic. You know, the fact is we're in the 36 patch right now. We should be getting the 45 one very shortly. The classes feel really good. They feel true to their original forms. Uh, Obviously, there's Lin Assassins, which is more from retail, but it is what it is. Is it good? Yeah, it is. I think it is. It's got its strengths, it's got its weaknesses. So, I guess one of the big strengths is the classes are really fun. I've only played two of them. I played Assassin and I played Kung Fu Master. The Assassin is my current main at the moment. I still have some more gear to get. I still have a soul core that I need to get. Um, I think one of the best things as well is just the community is just popping off right now. There's always people around to do content with, so you're never going to have a shortage of, oh my god, I don't have anyone to actually play the game with at this stage in time, which is awesome. Uh, Gold not being a thing that you absolutely need is also a really nice part. The gold right now is really just for teleporting around from what I've seen, maybe doing some upgrades. But other than that, it's nice in that sense. The game looks fucking gorgeous as well. I am currently running Neo at I believe everything's at max except from a couple things. Yeah, I've got my DLS at performance. I've turned down a couple things. I've turned off motion blur because I hate motion blur, but I'm pulling 120 frames, which currently is the cap. I believe you can probably edit some files and get it even faster. Um, but like I said, I mean, it's busy. If I turn on everyone here, you can see there's a ton of people outside doing Tomb of Exiles because it's the current endgame dungeon. Uh, Yahara's Mirage is the current player hub, and if I head there once the loading screen starts, there is a lot of people just kind of waiting around. All the world bosses get farmed really quickly as well, so if you are capping out, it's really easy to gear up and get ready. There's no level cap on the accessories and weapons, so if you have new characters, you can easily gear them. I mean, look how many people are here. Like, this is nuts. This is the only time I end up dropping below 50 frames, is when I'm in, like, a big city. Um, but yeah, so there is no level cap, like I said, to accessories, so if you have been playing the game a lot, you will be able to gear up alts really, really quickly. Um, the cash shop, which a lot of people will probably be very anxious about because it's an NCSoft game, it's probably very pay to win. Right now, it is not pay to win from what I see. Uh, you can swipe a few times because the market board actually uses the Divine Bells as currency. So, for example, if I want to buy a Mystic badge, it costs Divine Gem. I keep calling them Divine Bells, but it costs Divine Gems, and you can get this just by playing, which I think is really awesome. And all my stuff failed. See? Well, this thing didn't fail to sell. I just made some uh premium currency. So yeah. Um I think probably some of the downsides, and this is probably something that a lot of people have already covered, is I think everybody agrees this is probably one of the worst systems they've ever introduced into Blade and Soul. This is the Hum and Blessing. Uh when you do world bosses or dungeon content, this decreases. Obviously, if you have the battle pass, you can get Homun Blessing recovery potions, so you can just keep running. The caveat to this, or before I get into the caveat, so when this hits 0, you're no longer eligible for any loot in dungeon content or world boss content, which is a bit of a hindrance because it just stops people from playing a lot. I understand they brought this in apparently to stop whaling, which, that was always a problem in Blade and Soul. People who swipe just got ahead of the curve really quickly. But with the fact that we can now put items up on the market board and earn divine gems, to me this is just a bit of an annoyance. The good news is, and this is the caveat I want to come to, is it's not shared between your characters, so it kind of incentivizes you to play alts, which I guess does kind of get rid of the bad part about it. But if you literally play it all day and you have 3 alts and you just grind all those 3 alts, you're going to run out of this by the end of the day. Just depending on how fast you blast through the content. The skills are augmented by skill books, which you put on your accessories. And I'm a little bit torn about this. I think it's an okay system because it does allow you to kind of customize things out, but there's always going to be the best way to do things. For example, for Assassin, probably one of the most important ones is the Poison Breath here, which if I go to Skill Extract, or I can't really go to Skill Extract, I can't even remember how you really find this out. Here it is. So in the preview, like this skill here is very important for Assassin, as it Poison Breath on its own does 3 hits, but this will increase it to 5. There will probably be videos around of builds. I believe for Assassin, Yasin is probably the best person to watch. I mean, I could probably do a few things for Assassin, but I'm not really that well versed in it. I actually never played Assassin before. This was my first time I picked it up. I've always been a Kung Fu Master and Blade Dancer player. To get your skill books, you can run the dungeons. So Daggerbeak and Tomb of Exiles do give you skill books. Also, by doing blue quests, you can get Valor Stones, and these can be exchanged for skills as well. You can also spend 50 silver to get them, but where it says you can get 1 to 50 as a percentage chance, the most I've ever gotten from one chest is 7. So I don't think this is worth it at all. You can also use it to get some outfits, and these outfits, if you do get them from the dungeons, etc., you can salvage them, and they will give you dust or fragments for a soul badge or a mystic badge. So I was lucky; I managed to get my mystic badge, my best in slot one, very quickly. But there is a lot of RNG aspect to that there, and there's no way to guarantee it. Accuracy is a big thing as well that people will probably struggle with very early on. I know I do. Most of my abilities will miss until I got a little bit of accuracy. I still get evades and misses, but it's not as bad. So I'm sure this is something that people probably will learn to deal with at that point. Like I said, the market board, is all for the premium currency, divine gems. You can get these items by doing the dungeons, and you can sell them. You can also scrap them and get some. You can get essences to make stuff, and I think for gearing up originally, it's usually really easy. Like once you cap out, you literally just go right here to where Pinchy is. You farm Pinchy, you get your soul shield, so your Scorpion soul shield, get all of that. Then you go to Razor Wing Ravine. You spam Daggerbeat Rookery. This will give you the Raptor necklace, bracelet, and gloves, which are the best ones right now. So these 3 here, so bracelet, gloves, and necklace, they're all from Daggerbeak. Your earring and your weapon are from Infernal, so that will be Tomb of Exiles. But the easiest way to get the weapon really quickly is to do the faction dailies. So when you're on the map, Your first faction daily is in Tomo range, so do that. Then you go to the Soulstone Scar and the Scorching Sands, you do that as well. I think that'll give you 5, and then you finish off with Razorwing, which is up here for me. It'll be down here if you're Crimson. You do that, that'll give you, I believe, 9 or 8. And from there, you will you'll then buy the Cinnalin's Hero Weapon Design. You need 18 element powder as well, so the easiest way to get this is to... You can do it one of two ways. You can either go farm Poke from... Or, sorry, not Poke, the Venomite from the Plague Hollow in Jadestone. Just run that several times. Or any items you get from the dungeons that you don't need and you don't think you want to sell, just salvage them. That'll give you broken glass, which is this here. You then trade the broken glass in at this vendor over here. So Jajin Lee. And you grab this, the Dragon Express material selection chest. This will give you a choice of element powder, jewel powder, or wood fragments. So you need to go for element powders first. And that will give you the infernal weapon for your class. Now, this is where the RNG aspect comes in, which is a bit annoying. You ideally need a weapon with a soul core. Because if you don't have a weapon with a soul core, then your damage is kind of going to be poopy. So as you can see, Mines doesn't have the best stats. I've got piercing and block. So I'm going through defense more and I can block things. But I don't have a soul core yet. I need to run that later. You can get these obviously from Infernal Lord itself, but the chance of it happening is a bit lower. There is some ways to guarantee your drops. You get these soul crystals depending on your performance. You need 20 of these to turn into a soul core, which again is transmutable, which is that one there. Yeah, it's this one here. So you can get either Devourer or Infernal, and soul cores are from bosses. They're like an extra ability you get. The Infernal Lord one is probably the best for most classes. I think some of them like Devourer. Devourer is like an AoE that happens that does a lot of damage. Infernal Lord is like a line breath that does that gives attack power bonus. So yeah, I would say, is Neo worth it? I do think it is if you want to spend a lot of time with it. I would say get used to playing alts, because as soon as this hits 0, your class is gubbed. Like, you can't do anything on that character for another day, unless you want to use the Blessing Recovery Potion, which for the 39 patch, the 36 patch, I really wouldn't recommend. Unless you are absolutely certain that you're going to get good use out of it. I have used a few because I was running groups on stream. Oh yeah, the exploration stuff, so this is something new as well. So you get these, the exploration journal, which for your achievements you can get stats, so it does kind of incentivize you to go and do this. There are obviously a few of them you won't be able to do. The kill ones is just kill a bunch of creatures. Some of them are more important than others. Any ones with accuracy is going to be the absolute best because we need to hit things. You also get these artifacts that you can find every so often. They're mostly just for health, from what I see. I think even the Viridian Coast ones is health. Yeah, these are all health. Then you also get the portraits, so the gallery, which you can then use Bond, and this will give you some stats. The best one you want to aim for, from what I have seen, is the Threat of the Cinderlands, so it's this one here. If you can get 1, that gives you accuracy. If you get 3, that gives you crit. I'm missing 2, so I'm missing Deva and Pinchy. You get these just by killing the world bosses that are out there. Once you've done that, you can then bond with them. So, for example, I have the 3 sages, so if I deactivate that. So, as you can see, I have like a spare slot. Here's my activation score. You can only have 10. So if I activate this, so right now, if I activate this now, I now have more crit, more recovery rate, and I have more attack power. They also tell you here what it does. Some of these are probably going to be better for tanking, so if you're a class that can tank, so Hunman School is going to be good because it's going to give you block. Anything with recovery on it as well is going to be really good for you if you are tanking. Things with defense as well is probably going to be a very good option. Obviously, there's a bunch of these that aren't available yet. Be careful though if you accidentally slot a portrait that you didn't mean to. Like, for example, if uh let's see here. So if I slot this Hakan here, I think I only had one Hakan left. Yeah, I did. So if I didn't need this Hakan anymore, if I put this in the wrong spot, I cannot get it back from what I've seen. There's no way at all to recall it. But if you're playing alts, this will be a lot better. And these are also shared. So your level 3 or level 1 character that you get will have all of your gallery as long as you're on the same server. I will admit, Neo does give you a little bit of like a guide to be like, oh, here's the new systems, but it doesn't really tell you too much about it. So keep that in mind, guys. Pay attention to guides on YouTube. They'll probably walk you through all this. But yeah, I think Neo has a lot of potential as long as NCSoft don't pull their usual shenanigans. There's a chance that Neo will be absolutely incredible because retail's a mess. But I will be playing it a lot. I'm gonna have to try and balance it between WoW, Monster Hunter Wilds, but if the season for WoW is terrible, I'll probably just drop WoW. But yeah, so apologies, this video is a bit all over the place. Normally I'd do a script for this, but I just finished a stream of Monster Hunter Wilds and I wanted to kind of get this out there. So anyhow, thank you guys for tuning in, and if you are playing Neo, come say hi. My main character is called Sylah on the Water Plains server, or if you want to see my Kung Fu Master, it's Sylah Umehara with a space. Take care, guys. Bye bye.